stock and tow it, man. He gonna come through and get you that deal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy Yee Mac here with another Q&A with some young guys that do construction, build on houses. The name of their business is Houses and Summers. Did I say that right?
Are you, like, medically speaking, are you like
I'm not trying to be mean. Like, are you dumb?
Are you
House and Summers.
Yeah.
House and Summers. I said it wrong and I worked on it, but hey, we all make mistakes, man.
One house, multiple summers.
See that? You like that? I like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get this Q&A started. Just asking a couple questions, about what you guys got going on and how y'all got started. So my question is, who is House and Summers?
This is House over here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our last names. So it's me and my buddy Kyle. We started this company to fix up houses in the neighborhood. Our original plan was to rent them out, and then we're just going with the flow.
Yep.
Go ahead, Kyle. You got something to add?
That's my last name, Summers. You know.
Okay.
When you start a business, it's always good to put your name on there.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Right. You got to put your name on it. And they was indecisive on who name to go first. If we'd have did it in the wintertime, we'd have put Summers. But, it's summertime, so we just threw it in the back.
Yeah.
But they both same, man. They good guys, man. They young guys doing what they love to do, man.
Yeah.
What was the biggest disaster you guys ever had?
You got it?
I'd say it'd be at Garfield. The back part of the house is double story, and it was hanging off. So it was basically about to fall off and fall down onto the ground.
Oh my! Wow!
And so we had to go up underneath it and jack it all up, support it, and put brand new posts to push up the whole backside of the house. So that was probably the biggest struggle we had.
Yeah, I got one on this house. Garfield was our last house that we flipped. This house, we changed the floor plan, so we had to get permits from the city. And we had a contractor come in here because we had to get a contractor.
Okay.
And he quoted us tens of thousands of dollars.
What we talking about? 50, 60 bucks?
43,000.
So that was a pretty big hiccup, but we got through it. We're working through it now. So.
Well, how do you go about finding a good contractor?
Usually it all comes from word of mouth. So usually you find somebody that does one thing, maybe electrical, then you ask that person, hey, I need somebody for plumbing, do you know somebody, or this? And usually you can tell that somebody's a good contractor because when they're going through the plan of what they want, they'll offer you cheaper things. They'll say, we can do this, it'll be cheaper here, or this will be more money here. And when they're bringing up price differences for you, you know that they're trying to save you money, and they're not just gonna give you a flat fee and just kind of whack you across the top.
Yeah, and we got a lot of our contractors from my dad because he also works on houses. So again, word of mouth. But I've also just called through Google. Usually when I do that, I'll just look up what I'm looking for, and then I'll just skip all the big companies.
Okay.
So they'll try to whack you on price.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So your dad was the one that kind of like you watched him and that kind of like direct you, like, man, might want to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He started buying houses maybe 8 years ago, his first rental. So yeah.
And another good place too, if you go to the city, on whatever city you live in, if you go to their website, usually they'll have a list of all the registered contractors in that city. And if you're really about it, you can just call every single number on that list and trying to get everybody out there and decide who's the best option.
Okay. So when did you flip your first house?
So our first one was Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one was Garfield.
Yeah, and we sold that last December. So now it's been about 5 months.
Okay.
We bought it in July. Yeah, and then this will hopefully be our second. We can finish it.
So two young men just out here getting busy, man. What advice would you give someone trying to get into the field that you started in?
You definitely want to make contacts, build relationships with somebody, talk to people. You really want to be willing to go out on your own. You definitely got to put yourself first and just make sure that you're out there looking. anytime you tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, or, you know, I need something here, or I don't know what to do, you know, at any other job, you can just go ask somebody, you know, ask your boss, hey, you know, this, you just got to be willing to accept that fact and you just keep pushing forward.
Trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easy to get overwhelmed. So, you know, if you just stay focused on the small tasks, you know, you can start to knock out, you know, the whole project when you look at it. It can be overwhelming, I'd say.
I want to go home. Okay. I want a beer. Right. I want an ice cream sandwich. I want to take a nap. And then I'm going to take a...
What was your most gratifying project you ever done so far? Like the best, the one that made you say, okay, we got this. We can do this. What project made you say, man, I got this. This nothing.
Probably Garfield, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely Garfield.
That Garfield was
Garfield was awesome, man. Because I mean, you know, at first when you're working on the inside, and then you know everything starts taking longer than you think, and then you start getting in your head like, man, am I cut out for this? Am I really, you know, am I really doing the right thing? And
Can't do this anymore, man. My head's about to explode. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going.
And you start getting a lot of people that start noticing what you're doing, and then for me, that's where it was. People just walk by the street and they say, hey, you know, good job, you're doing a great job, or wow, that looks amazing, it looks nice. And, you know, the community sees what you're doing, and then they start, you know.
That was drew me to you guys.
Nice.
I live right down the street, and I seen them. I'm like, man, what these young guys out here doing? And I come down, and y'all doing something that, like, man, I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all, man, that's pretty cool. Y'all got a good head on your shoulders, man. Instead of out here doing anything, y'all could be doing anything else, but y'all here every day, man, busting it out, getting it done. What was y'all looking for in the flip? When y'all go look at the houses, what determined if you get that? Like, what make you say this the house? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so the first thing is definitely the foundation. You know, unless you do foundation repair, it is definitely good to have a solid foundation, because when you're working on old houses, you know, that's usually a big problem. You know, some people try and do an easy fix, and then they just add more foundation on top of the foundation, and then you have different layers of foundation and all these kind of problems. So that's usually the first thing you're going to notice. You know, if you see a bunch of cracks and all this stuff, I mean, that's costly, and most people don't know how to do it. So if you get somebody out there, it's going to cost a lot. So
yeah, I would say now our criteria is a little different than when we bought this one.
Okay.
But you know, in the future, if we continue to buy houses, you know, I'd like to just stay as cosmetic as possible. You know, keep it simple. Maybe a kitchen or a bathroom, but not like this.
I like this here, because y'all pretty much gutted this one.
Oh yeah.
Going from bare bones, but they know what they doing. Cause I come down every day and check it out, and I'm like, man, y'all, you know, y'all doing y'all thing, so y'all doing good. Okay, last question, man. How do you set a budget for the flip? How did y'all set y'all budget? Ain't no budget. You know.
You think you have a budget, and then you start working on it, and you realize you don't have a budget.
And some people would say, well, that's out of the budget. I said, let me tell you something. There is no budget.
The budget goes up and up and up, up and up and up. But I mean, you know, you can usually eyeball things.
Hey, Dylan, do you think it looks pretty straight? Yeah, it's good. I eyeball it.
You know, you can kind of tell, like, if I really wanted to fix this, it's going to cost probably around this much, you know. And with these old houses, you know, you could spend years just fixing every little thing. So you also just got to be able to, you know, decide what's really important. Like, should I really work on this, or is this going to be a really big issue? Or, you know, over time you kind of figure it out. And you're like, okay, this is going to cost a lot, but we got to get this done, or we can save money here and not worry about that.
So I heard you supposed to do it that not like you gonna don't fix it that like you gonna live in it, but fix it to make it livable and don't put the good granite in there because you ain't living in there.
Yeah.
Fix stuff that tenants may tear up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you still want to have some pride. You know, you don't want to just do it really shitty.
Okay.
You don't want it to look like shit. You know, you don't want it to look like shit. But you definitely don't want to. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go above and beyond what the scope of the project is. You know.
So was your first house? Was the first one? Did y'all just go crazy on it, and y'all learned that, or that's something y'all like, man, we spent a lot on this house.
We spent a lot of time on our
we
field. We didn't have to spend a lot of, because when you do the work yourself, usually that's where you're saving money is labor. But you definitely spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, we textured the walls, which it looked really nice. But you know, like thinking back, you know, it probably took us 2 weeks, and I don't know if it was necessarily needed. You know what I mean? But it was nice, and I'm glad we did it. That's how you learn. But
it looked beautiful, and
it did look nice.
And again, even when you're texturing, again, if you want to just put orange peel on the wall or some BS type of texture, then again, you're saving time. But we did knockdown, so you know you have to make sure you have an even flow, and then you're gonna scrape it all, and you gotta scrape the ceiling. But it, you know, so again, it adds more time, but again, it looks more beautiful. You know, it looks way better.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys, man, for coming through. Well, me coming up. Ask some questions. We're gonna walk through the house and just take a little B-roll of what you guys are doing. You know, I know y'all do good work, but somebody there might don't know what they doing. They might want to check it out. These guys getting busy. They did the plumbing. Man, they changed up some stuff. Look at that. That's all them. Young guys out here getting busy. You know. They got an upstairs. They got a downstairs. It's still a little work in progress, but trust and believe it's gonna be perfect when they get done. Watch what I tell you. But yeah, they got the bathroom going on in there. Y'all want to go in the basement? Y'all want to walk around? What y'all want to do? I mean,
we'll show you.
So check it out. They're doing good work, man.
You turned that light on,
They took it down to the bones.
Watch your head.
Watch your head. And trust me, when they get done, we come back and go back over it. Look at that. All this stuff new, man. New. Following code, you got to get permits. They doing their thing, man. My bad. Knew everything. But I can tour the LLC, man. We out here getting busy. It's nice. Yeah. I've been down. Look, I bent all the way down.
I don't know why I'm nervous.
This is his main project right here. He want to sand. He doing this himself.
Yeah, that's all me.
That's all him. He said that's his baby right there.
I gotta get the thermal now.
So we will come back.
Yeah. So there's 3 bedrooms up here and a bathroom. And then this is kind of a bonus room back there, but somebody could use it as a bedroom.
Okay, young guys out here, man, getting busy, man. You gotta take your hat off to them, man. Gotta take your hat off to them. So it'll be a 3-bedroom, 2 baths.
Yeah, it'll be a 3-bed, 2 bathrooms.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths with a bonus room.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, but letting me come through and show the people what y'all got going on. Hey, man, if you like what we doing, man, if you like the Q&As, man, hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe to the channel. Let us know what we doing. If there's more questions I need to ask, let me know. I don't know. Hey, man, I can tour the LLC. Let's get busy.
7-4. Call Mr. I can tow it, man. He gonna come through and get you that deal. Yes, sir.